outbreak of meningitis. Police unravels cause of bomb explosion in Lagos State. Bodo Road in Rivers State to be completed before December. Zimbabwe to suspend tariffs on goods imported from United States. And the special feature is on remembering the legacies of Tolu Fatoyimbo. You can follow us on Instagram and X at Radio Nigeria HQ and on Facebook at facebook.com/Radio Nigeria Network. Now the news in detail. As cases of cerebrospinal meningitis continue to rise, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has renewed its call to state government to allocate funds for the cerebrospinal meningitis incident action plan. This followed the week 12 epidemiological report, which indicates that 126 meningitis cases have been confirmed out of the 1,826 suspected cases, with 151 deaths recorded across 23 states. The report also showed that 94% of suspected cases originated from 10 states, with the highest from Kebbi and Sokoto. In response to this crisis, the center said it had wrapped up efforts to combat the infection, such as distribution of response commodities to states, increased surveillance, and public awareness campaigns. The agency said efforts are underway to provide vaccines and other interventions, prioritizing high-risk states to limit the spread and prevent more fatalities. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention therefore urged Nigerians to seek immediate medical attention when experiencing symptoms such as fever, headache, and neck stiffness to reduce the risk of complications and deaths. The Nigerian Navy has provided free medical services to more than 2,000 residents of Tombia community in Egua local government area, Bayelsa State. Commander Navy Ship Sero, Commodore Omo Bamidele Akimbami, during the outreach said that the aim was to strengthen cooperation with the host community. He expressed optimism that the outreach will impact positively on the community by reducing health challenges faced by the people. The chairman of the Community Development Committee in Tombia, Mr. Exodus Ebi, lauded the Navy for providing free healthcare services, emphasizing that it will greatly address the health needs of the community. The Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, says President Bola Tinubu's bold vision and pragmatic leadership will transform Nigeria into a better and more vibrant country. The projection is based on the robust investments made by the Renewed Hope administration in healthcare, education, and other critical sectors of the economy. Vice President Shettima stated this when he received a delegation from Big Wheel Philanthropy, led by its CEO, Jemin Cooper, in Abuja the weekend. Senator Shettima pointed out that the government was ready to explore how foundation's wealth of experience intersects with President Tinubu's bold vision. The Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Okocha, explains that the CEO of the foundation, Cooper, lauded the Vice President for his role in combating malnutrition, emphasized the need for collaboration. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, said the visit by the delegation was a mark of confidence in President Tinubu-led administration.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Let's have some peace. Nigerians are peace-loving and hard-working people.
And countries only develop and grow when there is peace and stability.
There are different kinds of problems in every society, and so in every country.
If there are problems here, Nigeria is not an exception.
There is no society, no country where violence and public disorder has solved that problem.
No matter the problem, no matter the issue.
Let us sit down like brothers and sisters. Use dialogue to resolve the problems.
Remember, you have to give account of every action you take, if not here on earth, then before your creator.
Please let us work
together for a peaceful Nigeria.
Let us work together. Nigeria will be great.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
The Princess of Sweden, Victoria Desiree, will be visiting Nigeria on Monday this week. A statement by the spokesperson, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kemebi Ibiamfa, says during a visit, the Crown Princess will engage in high-level meetings with Nigerian officials to strengthen the diplomatic and economic ties between the two nations. On the first day of her visit, she will meet with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga. She is also scheduled to hold discussions with Vice President Kashim Shettima, as well as the Governor of Lagos State. The Nigerian Police Lagos Command has declared the scene of the grenade explosion in the Mushin area of Lagos State safe and secured. The explosion claimed the life of a scrap scavenger and left 3 others injured. According to the Lagos Police spokesman, Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin, the explosive ordnance experts of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal and Chemical, Biological, Radiological and Nuclear Unit of the Lagos State Command are working in collaboration with the Counter-Improvised Explosive Device Squadron of the 81 Division Nigeria Army to determine the origin of the explosive device and ensure that necessary actions were taken to prevent recurrence. A statement by Mr. Hundeyin says preliminary investigations into the unfortunate incident revealed that the explosion occurred when a scrap metal dealer attempted to cut a metal object into pieces, which unknown to him was a military-grade grenade. He said the area was immediately cordoned off, secured, and subsequently rendered safe, while the remnant of the one exploded grenade and 2 active grenades were professionally evacuated from the scene. The Director General, People's Democratic Institute, Dr. Edward Ade, wants Nigerians to leverage on the Freedom of Information Act to hold leaders accountable in the country. Dr. Ade, who made the call at a public lecture in Abuja, expressed concern that many Nigerians were not fully aware about the relevance of the act, despite being signed into law 14 years ago. He stressed the need for leaders to focus more on people-oriented programs and eradicate poverty and insecurity in the country.
You have the right to go into your state government secretariat and get data. You can walk into the National Assembly and walk into the library and get data and see the clerk of the house and get data. You can walk into Aso Rock and get data. When you have data, work with institutions, work with civil society organizations. You will now begin to ask effective questions. When they see you go through all the effective institutions to ask them questions, they will begin to know that it's not business as usual.
The national coordinator of a non-governmental organization, Maritime International, Mr. Sunday Oku, who emphasized that non-kinetic measures were the most effective ways to tackle security challenges in the country, said the event was organized to promote accountability and transparency in governance.
Negotiate with them. What is their problem? Find a solution to it. Because if you use force most of the time to do these things, you can't achieve results. But when we judge instead of war, we will achieve more results, because in the process of trying to use force, you kill innocent people.
2 participants, Mr. Felix Okeke and Chioman Mosu, expressed satisfaction with the event and stressed the need for adequate programs that will promote more participation of Nigerians in politics. Callers on Radio Link, our Radio Nigeria audience participatory program, have appealed to the federal and state governments to give priority to artificial intelligence for Nigerian youth to be at par with their counterparts across the world. One of them, Ada Onogo from Jos, Plateau State, said government and the federal and state levels should take deliberate steps to evolve policies that will entrench artificial intelligence in all sectors of the economy to empower the youth.
AI has come to stay, whether we are fully prepared for it or not. Countries with advanced technologies won't wait for any nation to do catch-up, so we have to do something about it. We are good at embracing any form of technology that will enhance educational policies, health sector, insecurity, and what have you. But it is perfectly done on paper in Nigeria. The greatest problem we have is poor implementation, poor budgetary allocation, and to crown it all, corruption.
2 other callers, Chief Fidel Onyeneke from Owerri and Imo State and Okoro Okorafo from Arochukwu, Abia State, called for more sensitization and adoption of artificial intelligence.
The use of artificial intelligence is commendable, but I want to say that we must first of all sensitize our people, especially at the grassroots level, and also go to the primary and secondary schools and use advocacy to make our young ones understand what AI is all about.
Nigerian universities, professors, doctors who say they do research, they are doing what we call pragmatism. You can't copy somebody good to the AI. That is why today we have garbage in, garbage out.
Another caller, Chief Charles Obiora from Imo State, also called on both public and private schools in the country to introduce artificial intelligence along with other ICT digital skills early to students to enable them adjust to the realities of time. I guest on the program and an ICT expert with Radio Nigeria, Benson Adiola, urged all government agencies to adopt ICT and artificial intelligence in their operations in line with the global best practices.
You can track anybody. We have geo-tracking location, GIS. You can track every call log. You can track every transaction, except that you want to do it. Nigeria is properly covered. I was in the US in 2010, and right there in the US, I track my office from Washington. Now that I can talk to you and see you as a person, there's proper coverage using satellite coverage.
Mr. Adiola enjoined youth to seek knowledge in ICT and artificial intelligence to gain advantage of the ever-competitive business and knowledge-driven world.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
The Boni-Bodo Road in River State will be completed before December this year. The lawmaker representing Boni, the Gema constituency in the House of Representatives, Mr. Cyril Hart, started this when he led the Senate Committee on Works on an inspection to the road project. Mr. Hart, who commended President Bola Tinubu for the speedy construction of the road, said that the contractor handling the road assured that it will be completed by the end of this year.
The brief we got from Julius Berger is that this project will be ready on or before December 2025, all things being equal. So I thank Mr. President Bola Tinubu for the consistency and for also the courage to clear up all the outstanding and also come to a conclusion with Julius Berger on the necessary variation for this road to continue.
The representative of Boni, the Gema constituency in the House of Representatives, also commended the late King Eugene Pepo for requesting for a road to connect Boni to other parts of River State in 1961, which led to the conceptualization of the road, and emphasized that it will aid economic development.
Since 1961, we're in 2025. That's 64 years ago. That's when this road was conceptualized. But in any case, we thank God that it's happening. We have already crossed the Rubicon, and I'm very certain we must get to Sicily.
Mr. Hart urged the contractor handling the road project and the federal government to keep to their promises. President Bola Tinubu has condoled the government and people of Oyo State over the death of former governor of the old Oyo State, Dr. Victor Olunloyo. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, says President Tinubu, on behalf of the federal government, extends sympathies to the Olunloyo family, his friends and well-wishers. The statement says the former governor was a commissioner in the old Western region and served multiple times. It notes that during his leadership as the founding rector of the Polytechnic Ibadan and Kwara State Polytechnic, brought an enduring academic and administrative foundations in the two institutions. Also, the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum and Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, has described the death of former governor of Oyo State, Dr. Victor Olunloyo, as a great loss to Nigeria and intellectuals around the world. A statement by Governor Abiodun expresses the Southern Governors Forum's condolences to the people of Oyo State and describes the late Olunloyo as an icon whose legacies every Nigerian should be proud of. He said that the late politician who served as the governor of Oyo State was a highly accomplished scholar and a genius. Governor Abiodun prayed for God to grant the late former governor of Oyo State eternal rest and his family and friends the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. When I bring to you a summary of some major events in the country last week.
The federal government in the week received 12 billion Japanese yen loan from Japan International Cooperation Agency for a sustainable agriculture project under the National Agricultural Growth Scheme Agro Pocket. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, said the loan would be used to enhance rice seed quality, improve delivery of farm inputs, and boost private sector participation in agriculture. President Bola Tinubu approved the reconstitution of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited Board, removing the chairman, Pius Akin-Yelure, and the group chief executive officer, Mele Kyari. Now, the new 11-man board has Bashir Ojulari as the group CEO and Amadou Musa Kida as non-executive chairman. Muslim faithful in the week celebrated the Eid al-Fitr across the country. At the various Eid prayer grounds, clerics harped on the need to promote love, tolerance, and for good-spirited Nigerians to help the less privileged in the society. The Okehi local government area of Kogi State declared a curfew following the state's government's ban on all political rallies and gatherings. The chairman of the local government area, Amoka Monde, said his administration was working with security agencies to maintain law and order in the area. The curfew declaration came ahead of a rally by the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Udwan. Meanwhile, Senator Udwan arrived in her country home in Okehi local government area via a helicopter. In another development, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, rejected the petition to recall the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Udwan. INEC said the petition did not meet the constitutional requirement necessary to recall a senator. And in Edo State, the Governorship Election Tribunal affirmed the election of Senator Monday Okwebelo as governor of Edo State. The tribunal held that the petitioners failed to prove the case of overvoting in the 320 polling units across the 18 local government areas of the state where elections held. Still in Edo State, Governor Monday Okwebelo condemned the brutal killing of 16 hunters in Uromi local government area. The governor, who made the condemnation during a condolence visit in Kano, said President Bola Tinubu had directed relevant security agencies to ensure that perpetrators of the act were brought to justice. Still in the week, the Minister of Works, David Omah, directed the reopening of the Independence Bridge after millions of Lagosians were locked in hour-long gridlock. The minister further issued a warning to federal controllers and engineers not to close any major road without his permission.
All controllers and engineers, never you close the road or any bridge without the permission from the Honorable Minister of Works. There will be consequences. And so let me apologize to Lagosians and to Mr. President for the trouble this closure caused the entire nation.
And the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, disowned a circular claiming that it introduced two new denominations, 5,000 naira and 10,000 naira notes. That's the summary of some major events in the country last week. I am Godson Elekwachi.
On the foreign scene now, the Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa has announced plans to suspend tariffs on goods imported from the United States in an attempt to build a positive relationship with President Donald Trump's administration. The move comes days after Trump imposed 18% tariffs on Zimbabwean exports to the U.S. Mnangagwa said that the measure was intended to facilitate the expansion of American imports within the Zimbabwe market, while simultaneously promoting the growth of Zimbabwean exports destined for the United States. Zimbabwe has strained diplomatic relations with the U.S. since it adopted a controversial land policy about 25 years ago, and because of its poor human rights record. Next is Sport Update.
Live commentaries of Nigeria's top-flight club football competition returned to the network service of Radio Nigeria today in Lafayette, where host Nasarawa United sent Agua United packing by 2-0. Ugochukwu Leonard on 2 minutes and Abubakar Garaba's 85th minute strike earned Nasarawa the win in the matchday 32 tie of the Nigeria Premier Football League MPFL 2024-25 season. Ugochukwu's opener early in the match sent as a team of commentators into ecstasy as captured in their description.
A chance locks in and Nasarawa United a goal! Goal for Nasarawa United! So early in the match, a chance could come. It's a goal number 2! Goal number 2! Abubakar Garba substitutes, justifying his inclusion in this match. Abubakar Garba scored his second. End of the match. End of proceedings here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Elsewhere today in the competition, second place Rivers United pipped Remo Stars 1-0 in Port Harcourt to cut their opponent's lead in the standings to 5 points. In Aba, goals by Carlo Nweke and Joseph Atule, respectively on 36 and 66 minutes, helped Enyimba to a 2-1 win over Abia Warriors, with striker Antoine Ijoma scoring his 9th of the season for the visitors. Alkanemi's winless run in as many games continued as they fell 0-2 away to Niger Tornadoes. Last place, the Lobby Stars drew 1-1 at home to Sunshine Stars, while Plateau United and Kwara United fired blanks in a 0-0 stalemate played in Jos. Bayelsa United continued their 6-game unbeaten run with a 1-1 draw away to Katsina United. Organizers of the ongoing National Wheelchair Basketball Competition in Ogun State are thrilled at emergence of budding talents. President of the Nigeria Wheelchair Basketball Federation, Sheyi Johnson, said some of the new discoveries would make the cut for Team Nigeria preparatory to the nation's tournament in Agadir, Morocco this June. And that's sports news. I am Kelechi Bernard.
When I bring you a special feature, which is on remembering the legacies of Tolu Fatoyimbo. It is written by Olushino Abimbola, a retired director of programs, FRCN.
It is difficult to believe that 10 years have passed since the passage of Tolu Fatoyimbo on 4th April 2015. Although his transition was unexpected, I took the news with equanimity, knowing full well that life, however eventful, must come to an end at some time. I recall the quietude that marked the beginning of our intimate and special relationship, brokered by his dear wife, Auntie Tudun, my geography and economics teacher, in fulfillment of her promise to find expression for my commentating talents, which she observed during my days as a student at Ahmadiyya Grammar School, now Anwarul Islam Grammar School, Ile-Ile, Ibadan. My initial contact with Tolu around October 1978 in his Oba Adebimpe office of Radio Nigeria Ibadan had all the trappings of easily disposable acquaintanceship, which surprisingly later developed into liking, friendship, love, and incredible exchange of very serious and confidential matters, which not only transformed the relationship into a genuine and enduring brotherhood, but also spoke eloquently about his influence on me and what he represents to me. His 69 years were full of selfless and empathetical deeds, like unforgettable urgent financial support and enduring future career development and direction he provided for young choristers, instrumentalists, and organists, whom he not only directed at great concerts, but from whom he always demanded high standards of performance. His performance as a conductor and master of the music in rehearsals and in open engagements in churches and at concerts were always marked with tremendously high degree of professionalism, which enabled performers to build confidence and conquer stage fright. A case in point was the manner in which he conducted the 1,000 strongman orchestra at the grand funeral of the late Nigerian political sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo in 1987 via suggestive signals rather than choreography, which will remain evergreen. One cannot forget his coverage of Pope John Paul II's visit to Nigeria in 1982. His star performance at the 4th National Sports Festival, Oluyole 79, his beautiful commentaries and impeccable reports of the 12th Africa Cup of Nations in 1980, the various Olympic Games, the 1982, 1990, and 1994 FIFA World Cup fiestas. Tolu Fatoyimbo, popularly called TF, was not only a master of his craft, but also a passionate advocate for excellence in broadcasting and choral music. His dedication to duty was evident in every project he undertook, in every musical mind he interacted with, as well as every colleague he collaborated with. His influence transcended the studio, shaped the careers of many, while leaving an indelible mark on the broadcast industry. TF had a unique ability to see potential in everyone, often before they saw it in themselves. His patience, kindness, and a keen eye for talent nurtured aspiring broadcasters, helping them to grow into confident professionals. His mentorship was not limited to technical skills. He also taught the importance of integrity, creativity, and compassion in storytelling and confidence building. His legacy consists in the countless lives he touched and the stories he helped bring to life. Tolu was not just a mentor, a friend, a leader, but a true champion of broadcasting, whose spirit continues to inspire many protégés to strive for excellence, tell stories that matter, and make a difference in the world. I honor his memory by continuing to pursue my passions with the same dedication and enthusiasm that he personified. I celebrate his life by sharing the lessons he taught me and by passing on the wisdom he imparted. His legacy and life of purpose and impact will always be remembered as a shining example and a guiding light to the world of broadcasting and choral as well as church music. Continue to rest in peace. Tolulope Adeleke Ishola Fatoyibo, the great TF.
The special feature on remembering the legacies of Tolu Fatoyimbo was written by Olushino Abimbola and read by Fubara Pebble. Now to hear the news, here is a recap of the major stories. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has renewed its call to state government to allocate funds for the cerebrospinal meningitis incident action plan. The Nigerian Police Lagos State Command has declared the scene of the grenade explosion in Mushin area of Lagos State safe and secured. The lawmaker representing Boni, the Gema constituency in the House of Representatives, Mr. Cyril Hard, has said that the Boni-Bodo Road in River State will be completed before December. We also reported that the Zimbabwe government is to suspend tariffs on goods imported from the United States. And that's the news, edited by Ihoma Ike and the production team. My name is Ovie Kuje. Thank you so much for listening, and from all of us on the network service of Radio Nigeria, good night.
Amuludun dòṣùpá ó tọ̀nà rẹ̀ fáráyé ó dòṣùpá ó. Amuludun dòṣùpá ó iléeṣẹ́ rédíò tó táwọn yọ àwa làgbà lọ́jọ́ gbogbo 99.1